Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We be streaming, I think. Are we streaming? Yeah, I think we're streaming. Alright, guys, I just popped in for a few minutes. I'll be gone very soon. I just wanted to talk to you guys about something. Very rarely do I get to bring you guys any good news. Is my mic? Okay, I rarely get to give you guys any good news. Usually it's just me making fun of stuff, but good news are rare. Today is one of those days where I actually have some good news to share with the world. If you guys have been following my channel, this name might sound familiar. There was a Pakistani woman by the name of Asia Bibi. For people who don't know her story, I want to say it is one of the more tragic stories to have come out of Southeast Asia, but the fact is, it's just one of the many tragic stories that just happened to get some media attention. Stories like her is very common in Southeast Asia, particularly in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Anyways, so Asia Bibi, she was convicted of blasphemy in 2009. For people wondering, Pakistan has strict blasphemy laws that are essentially upheld by the court, and other parts of Asia also has it. And essentially, the people accused her of insulting the Prophet, which is punishable by death. Now, it's not that she said anything particularly insulting, it's that people perceived her words to be insulting. The courts figured out that this was just a scare tactic to bully the Christian minority, and Asia Bibi just fell victim to that, and the courts acquitted her. The problem is, in parts of the world like Pakistan, the courts, the police, even the elected officials have very little power in particular parts of the world, in particular parts of the country. So it didn't really matter what the court said. There were mobs out on the street. They wanted her to die. There's some images on Google. You guys can check it out. There's one here. But anyways, so even though she was, as far as the law was concerned, she was an innocent woman who should have been free to lead her life, she was in constant danger, and so was her family, her entire family. And the Pakistani government, the Pakistani law enforcement could do very little to protect her. So the only thing she could do is that she had to seek refuge in a foreign country. Her story gets even more depressing. She tried to get refugee status in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom turned her down because they said she might be dangerous because of certain people in the United Kingdom might not like her. Wonder who those certain people might be. Anyways, she was not allowed refuge in the United Kingdom. I think the government, for a while, there were talks with the government of Italy. That didn't fall through. And essentially, if she had to stay in Pakistan, she was on borrowed time. That's essentially what happened. But finally, it worked out. She got a refugee status in Canada. She has arrived in Canada. The exact details are still unknown. Let me read you guys a little bit of the article. Asia Bibi bravely held on to her faith through most of her brutal incarcerations that involved having access to sunlight for 2 hours per month. The statement says now she finally travels to Canada to be reunited with her children. Her children came before, well, she has 5 kids, I believe, and they had to come in before all 5 of them were living in danger in Pakistan. Uh, Justin Trudeau did not comment on her and her case, which I think is actually smart because there are important security details, and let's face it, there are certain people in Canada who might also want to do her harm. So I'm glad that the media didn't talk anything specific to her case, but the good thing is she's now here. Her and her family can now be safe. Here you have images. Radical Islamists made the punishment of blasphemy a major rallying cry, bringing tens and thousands to the streets. Oh yeah, this is something particularly important. Some people, particularly in Western media, that reported this case, they were saying some fringe groups in Pakistan wanted her dead. No, 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 no. When she was acquitted by the court, there were protests in the streets of Pakistan by the tens of thousands. Look at those images, and they're not like close-up images of 5, 10, 15, 20 people. There were entire madrasas. For people who don't know, madrasas are Islamic schools. There entire groups of madrasas were cleared out because students came out to the streets. They wanted her dead. She was in major danger, but thankfully it worked out. She is. It's really unfortunate what happened to her, but she's actually fairly lucky, by my estimation, as someone who is from part of the world, that part of the world. Uh, Things could have been much worse. So really grateful for her. I know a lot of you guys heard about her story, not necessarily through me, but heard about her story, and I know a lot of you guys were praying for her. It worked out. It worked out, and even if you're not someone who believes in praying, if you're of the atheist persuasion, if your good thoughts willed the universe or something, it worked out. She is now in Canada. She's gonna be safe, and I'm just glad this lady and her kids is gonna grow up, have some sort of peaceful life. And I'm really hopeful that she's grateful to the Western world for what she has just received. Incredibly thankful to Canada. I know I make fun of Canada a lot. A lot of you guys make fun of Canada a lot. Okay, I shouldn't say you guys. I make fun of Canada a lot, and you guys watch me. But this was something really great. So thank you to the people in Canada for helping this lady out. She was literally on borrowed time. Her and her 5 Christian kids would have been all wiped out had it not been for Canada's generosity in this case. So that's the good news. I hope this brings a smile to you guys' faces. I don't usually get to share news like this, but yeah, hopefully more stuff like this will follow. Thank you guys. I will catch up with you guys later.